Hi, it's Eve, Mother of all living, Mrs. Santa, or Secret Santa, wishing you a Merry Christmas. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there will be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Apple cider. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. Hi-ho, the mistletoe, high as it can be. Somebody waits for you. Kiss her for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear, oh by golly, have a holly Christmas this year. Okay, this is a preview about a Christmas service tomorrow here at St. Francis of Assisi Residence 3 in Chelsea, Manhattan. I'm going to put the sign up. It says, Merry Christmas, residents and staff of St. Francis of Assisi. St. Francis was a friar, I think it was. He gave up his cushy life, middle-class life, to serve the poor. He took a vow of chastity, no sex, the greatest physical pleasure on earth, and he took a vow of poverty, poverty being the worst condition on earth. So the founders of this place, St. Francis of Assisi, Father Tom, Father John, and Father John, were inspired by St. Francis of Assisi, who is Robin Michelle Birdsong at this time. And it says, from Mrs. Santa, Michelle Birdsong, and from Mr. Santa, Jesus Christ, Guru Govinda Singh Dillon. From Santa's helper, Eddie Wright. From Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Michelle's granddaughter, Jandara Michelle Ranziger. And this is a card I'm going to ask people to sign. It says, Merry Christmas and thank you, Robin Michelle Birdsong, St. Francis of Assisi. And then I wrote a little message. To Robin Birdsong, Merry Christmas, St. Francis of Assisi. Thank you for being so good a human being that you inspired Father Tom, Father John, and Father John to follow in your footsteps and found this heaven on earth, St. Francis of Assisi Residence 3 for the poor and homeless. Okay, and this is Jessica Toner Mentor. She was Clara Barton. She is Clara Barton in a parallel life. Clara Barton founded the American Red Cross. She's the RN here at St. Francis. This is Robin Michelle again. She was also Galileo, Michelangelo, Queen Victoria, Empress of India, Dr. Spock, Voltaire, and Kepler. That's all I can think of right now. And this is Maria Koch. She's a Russian-American. She has being as Mary McLeod Bethune, the African-American educator who founded a college for African-Americans. She consulted with President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. This was at a time when the Jim Crow laws were in effect. It didn't matter. They consulted black and white together, ignoring the skin color differences. This is a three-dimensional card sent to Robin Michelle Birdsong's mother from Robin. It says, "Merry Christmas, Mom. I love you. Thank you for everything you've done for when I was young," I guess that's what she meant. "I appreciate you very much." And then she drew us a little face. She was Dr. Seuss, and she signed it Robin. Robin wrote the text, Dr. Seuss, for this book, Sneezy the Greasy Babysits Abigail. You see, there's her name, by Michelle Birdsong. It was my title and plot, and Robin Birdsong. And this is Jandara Michelle, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Abigail. And this is Sneezy, the babysitter, the greasy babysitter. Look at the details in the drawing. Illustration by T.J. Robshaw is to Michelle Birdsong's son and Robin Birdsong's brother in a parallel life. Look at the detail. Isn't that genius? The whole book is like that. I hope you'll pick one up for your grandchildren and children for Christmas. It's only $7.32 at Amazon.com. Okay, so that's, oh, did I show you this book? Jesus Christ has created an archetypical heaven on earth at Bias, India. It's called Dara Baba Jamal Singh. This is a picture of Dara Baba Jamal Singh. His form of Gurinder Singh Dhillon. And they have created a heaven on earth. I've been there, and I said to the master, "This is heaven." You know, he said, "What?" I said, "This is like heaven." And this is Sarwan Singh. He was one of the masters. He's now my husband, Michael John Spear. We've been married 30 years. And these are some of the ladies. Look at the big packages on their head. They're headed to satsang. That's what they call meeting with God. And they feed the poor. This is the master, Charan Singh, coming to bless the chapatis, the bread. Say a prayer over them. They feed the poor. He had a farm in Sirsa, and he would bring produce from his farm to help feed the poor. They come there. See buckets of food they give them. And it's first-class facilities. They keep up to date on the latest scientific findings. And it's wow, look at this. What's the garlic? Yeah, it is garlic. I take garlic 4 cloves a day to lower my blood pressure. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said food is medicine. And they are lacto-vegetarians. They have empathy for the animals. They respect all of creation. They don't kill and eat the animals. Wow, look at all this food. There was a guy there from the West who complained about the food. So Charan Singh, the master, had a restaurant built. They built it in 2 weeks to give a different kind of, more Western, more American flavor food. You see how God is? He's so generous. They say they're not God. God is Shabbos. Look at the lady. She has such character in her face. The Indians have such dignity. Joel Osteen, who's Moses, said the Indians know how to love. And they are so humble. They say to the master, "You do everything. You give me everything. You have such grace. You are one." And they do that, and they say these things to the master. And they say, "You have given me a wonderful family. Thank you." They're so grateful. These are the dishes. I was looking at this book with Milton Harris, who was King George V. He's here at St. Francis. this is astonishing. When I saw this book, when I saw the Dara, I was astonished. It started out one room, one hut, in an area that nobody wanted to go. The neighbors were afraid of. They wouldn't even go to it. And so Baba Jamal Singh meditated there for 17 years and purified it. And now, look, it's become a township. All based on love. The love of the master for the Sevadars, and supporting them, and not accepting any money from them, and them working for the betterment of all, not accepting money. This is heaven. This is what I'm talking about. Isn't that beautiful? When I saw this book, I said, this was so nice of him, you know, to have these pictures taken, so we would have a blueprint in America for establishing such an atmosphere of good human beings, of being good. Look at this tree. The trees breathe oxygen for us, and we breathe it in, and they breathe in our carbon dioxide. It's perfect cooperation and mutual benefit. Look at all these people. When I first saw the master, I was crying and boo-hooing, and this girl from South Africa whispered to me and said, try to look at him. I had been so excited. They're moving dirt. They're moving the earth. They're moving it. See these big pans on their heads, earth. They're moving it to a foundation. They built 4 free hospitals. And so she said, try to look at him. So I did. And there was people everywhere, as far as you could see. Look, they're painting. It's so clean there, because they're always sweeping. And they're making bricks, I believe. And so I said, look, she got bricks on her head. And look what dignity they have. I love it, you know. They help the elderly. The elderly have preference. They get the chairs. They get to sit up in front. He gives the elderly the person. So I said, this is like a rock concert. This is what she's sewing. This is what people go to rock concerts for, to see a perfect living master. But what they said,